looking at me, I was looking at you. We didn't say much, but well, both of us knew. We knew because we couldn't help but simply smile. I reached for your hand and that was the start, but then with a kiss, right then you reached for my heart. That's when I knew, yeah, I knew we would never part. So take me along, take me for a ride, 'cause when we're together I'm alive inside. And by all the things you do, your love always shines through. Yeah, all I ever want is you.
Sure knows how to get me. Man, why'd you do this? I'm trying to do a peppermint cake. I love you too. Thank you. Yeah, 21 years today. Best 21 years of my life. God knew what I needed, and He sent me the best gift ever. I love you. Oh, wow, man, I was trying to do a peppermint cake today. Okay. This is not going to be easy, y'all. Okay? All right. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. Yes, we are. We're going to do this. Yes, if y'all didn't know, today is mine and Mr. Producer's 21st birthday. This is our 21st birthday, our 21st anniversary. Yes, it is. Oh, man, you got me on that one now. You did. I should have known you was up to something. I should have known it. Miss June Costello from Silver Springs, Florida. Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. There's my sis Barb. She is my welcome wagon here. She... Once we get into the cake, I will not be paying attention to the comments. I'm just going to tell you straight up. So if you have a question about a cake, Barb she has a bakery down in South Florida, so she's my right-hand gal. So if you have a question, Barb will be answering all the questions for me while we're doing this cake. Miss Patsy, Sweet Pea, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Miss Sue Hatton from Brunswick, Georgia. Georgia. Yes, my dear sweet sister. Miss Pat Sutton, hey, darling, how are you today? Thank you, sis. Thank you. There's this PJ, y'all. You got to get that fixed, PJ. Come on, PJ, you got to get that fixed. PJ Y'all, she has joined us from Wellston, Oklahoma. Thank you, Miss June. Yeah, that was pretty sweet, wasn't it? He's that kind of guy. He is that kind of guy. Miss Carla, how are you doing? It's so good to have you here. Miss Catherine has joined us. Yes, yes. Miss Lisa Rand. Hey, Miss Lisa, how are you? Now, Miss Martha is my southern belle. She is my southern greeter, and she is the one that will tell everyone hello, and she will welcome you. She probably either got herself a cup of hot tea or some hot cocoa. I don't know what the temperature is in Georgia, but, you know, she's going to have something. She's going to have something to offer you to drink or to eat. That's how us southern ladies are. Is that not right, Miss Martha? Yes. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Catherine. Thank you, Miss Catherine. Thank you, Miss Carla. Okay, so Miss Martha's saying that it's sunny and 68. Wait. In Chatsworth, Ramhurst. I almost got Miss June and Miss Martha mixed up. What is it here? It is 56 degrees outside. Oh, wow. So we've got a heat wave going on. I don't know for how long it's going to be going on, but we have a heat wave going on. Yay, yay, yay. Yes. Miss June is saying that it's 81 and rainy in Silver Springs, Florida. Wow. I don't mind the rain when it's 81 degrees. Goodness. Thank you, Miss Peggy. I got a few people that might not quite agree with us being the sweetest people. That's okay. After today's show, everything's going to be sweet. Ain't that right? Oh, Miss June's got her hot chai tea and ready for this cake. Y'all, let me talk to you a minute. Okay. I know that a lot of people, there are a lot of cake videos out there, people putting cakes together and doing this and doing that, and they're boom, 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 boom. They're not in real time. Okay. What we're doing today, y'all are in my kitchen and y'all are going to experience real time me putting a cake together. Okay? That if and let me get you to understand. Putting a cake together is not like some of those YouTube videos that you see that and in 30 seconds they've got themselves a masterful cake. Nope, nope, nope. That's not what we're doing today. So if that's what y'all looking for, if y'all looking for a quick fix, y'all ain't getting it here. No, here's what we're going to do. I've been an instructor for years. I have been instructing, and I find I love, oh, here's Earl the squirrel. He said, hey. And Fred is here with us, along with Ethel and Chanel number 5. Oh, we cannot forget Pork Chops here. So everybody's ready for some cake. But let me explain something to you. I got to put my hat back. Mr. Producer keeps getting on to me about my hat. I like to wear my hat down here. That's how I like to wear my hat, but he gets on to me all the time. Okay. So I have been teaching beginners. I have taught people that didn't even know how to turn on the oven, much less decorate a cake. Okay? I dearly love teaching those that absolutely know nothing. But I can tell you something. Whenever hey, Miss Colleen. Hey. Oh, thank you, Miss. Actually, this was a when I would teach the Christmas classes. This is what I would wear. We would decorate cookies and all that kind of stuff. Okay, thank you. Hey, there's Miss Vertrice. Yes, Miss Vertrice. She said it's me again, Jan. Hey, it's me again, Miss Vertrice. Okay, so what we're doing today, because I know that I know Barb's out there, she's a professional, I know that, but I know that there aren't that many that's watching me today that are professional cake decorators, or those that's coming back for in fact, while I'm at it, if you'll hit the thumbs up and share this on your timeline, because here's the deal. Stand up, Chanel. Here's the deal. I'm going to teach you in a way that if you have absolutely no cake tools, I will teach you the unplugged method, the laid back way of doing this, because I know that you guys want to have a beautiful centerpiece for your holiday table. When we get done with this cake, this will be a cake that you can be proud of to put out on your holiday table, and people will go, wow, what'd you do? Now, there are some recipes. Hey, Miss Zoanne. Hey, darling, it's so good to see you. We are going to do this in real time. I know that there are a lot of folks that create and have their videos all chopped up and crunched together to where a project that takes 3 or 4 or 5 hours, they've crammed it into 20 minutes. We're not doing that today. So if that's what you're looking for, you might need to turn on something else. Because we're going to be here for the duration. I'm going to show you step by step how to put this cake together. Now, I will say this: I have already baked the cake rounds, but we're going to talk about that. Okay, we're going to talk about that part. I'm going to start you off. Hey, did y'all see my mug? Don't you love that? Can you see this here? Look at this one on this camera. It says, oh, I got to turn around that. Merry Christmas, Tutu. That's me. I have grandchildren. And then we have Tutu's Christmas Workshop. This mug was a gift, was made for me by Trisha Reamer. I don't know if she's here, I haven't seen her. But look at all the glitter, y'all. Oh, I just love this mug. It has went everywhere with me. It goes everywhere with me. Okay, so y'all got the mug, right? All right. Now, kick back, because I'm going to give you a lesson. We might be here a while, so kick back. First thing, when you're making a cake, I am all about presentation, okay? Some of the cakes that they'll put up on that opening promo thing, if you noticed, I am all about presentation. Now, if you're going to do a holiday cake, it needs to be, if you're not going to put it on a plate, which it needs to be flat if it does, make you a board. Make you a holiday board. Let me show you how. Okay, at my favorite store, does anybody know who yeah, okay, sis, good. Does anybody know what my favorite store is? Not Tractor Supply. I love Tractor Supply, but to do cakes. Okay, Miss June got it, Dollar Tree. Go to Dollar Tree and you get those big white foam boards. They call them, in fact, here it is right here. Look at that right there, Mr. Producer. Okay, there you go. It's a foam board. It's a ready board. Okay, they're big. I don't know how big they are. They're big. They're like poster board, but they're thick. They're thick. Okay, so get you one of them. Now, depending on what size round pans you use, which today we're using 8-inch round pans, you want to cut your board. Oh, thank you, thank you. We're doing, hey, I told y'all we doing this the real way. This is the board that you're going to get. This is what you're going to get at Dollar Tree. You're going to get this big old board for $1. Big old board, okay? Thank you, Mr. Producer. You're the best guy ever. You're the best producer ever. So, we're doing 8-inch rounds, okay? So what I have done, what I had done is I went and cut out 11-inch square boards, okay? 11 inches. We got an 8-inch round that's going in the center of this board. So I cut out 11-inch squares. Y'all might want to take notes. I don't know. You might want to watch the replay. I don't know, but okay. So then I've got all these cut out to get ready for boards. Okay? All right. I took 3 of them. I'm telling y'all, we're doing this the way it's supposed to be done. I took 3 of them. See how thick that is? That's how thick this is. Okay? I took 3 of these cutouts and made to make my board. Okay. Yes, absolutely, Miss June. They're very sturdy, and for $1, I mean, okay, if you go to the Joann store or to the Hobby Lobby store, or I don't know if Michael's is still selling Wilton stuff or not, but if you go and you purchase a pack of cake boards, okay, just cake boards, and 9 times out of 10 you ain't gonna find square ones. I'm real big on a square board with a round cake because it's presentation. So if you go and buy you some cake boards, and this is when we put them together, we tape them up real tight, okay, so they're not going to move. Tape real tight. And then I'm going to cover them with a white tissue paper because I don't want that to show through. So I'm going to get some white tissue paper at the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to cover this board up, okay? Then I'm going to find me some clear cellophane at the Dollar Tree. But if you go, okay, let me get back. Thank you, Barb. If you go and you buy a bunch of these boards, you're going to pay $8 to $9 for some pre-cut boards, and you're not going to find square ones. All you're going to find is round ones. Why would you do that when you can get one board at Dollar Tree for $1? Put a little bit of elbow grease into this and cut you out. Look how many boards you got for $1. Why would somebody want to go and pay $8 for something that's pre-cut? Why? Because they're lazy. Okay, we just keeping it real today, y'all. Yes. So, okay, so I've taped my boards together. I've covered it with white tissue paper and pretty much wrapped it like a gift box that you're gonna, just wrapped it, and okay. Then I'm gonna look, and I'm gonna find me some cellophane at the Dollar Tree. Look at this. Let me see. Can you see that one on there? See that? Look how pretty and festive that is. Perfect for the peppermint cake. This is holiday, y'all. This is, $1. And then I'm going to cover my board with the cellophane. Now, people that looks at that, they say, is that food safe? Well, no, it's not. You can't put your cake directly on there. But I do know how to make it food safe because I am a food safe instructor. I don't know where else y'all know that. But look how pretty that board is. Look how festive that board is. That would be beautiful. I like that board myself. I really do. I could see cookies sitting on there. I could see all kinds of stuff sitting. That is a pretty board, y'all. It's very festive, and you're ready to do your cake. Now, so you ask, is it food safe? No, it's not. You cannot put your cake. You can if you want to. I don't know about it. You can if you want to. Is it food safe? No. Is it going to get some kind of stuff on your cake? No, it's not, guys. But I have to go by the letter of the law, okay, because I am a food safe instructor. This right here is called parchment paper. Parchment paper, you do everything with. You bake your cookies on it. This is food safe. So what we're going to do when we get to this point, we will put a little bit of glue. Messed with you on that. Put a little bit of glue, which is buttercream. We're going to put that down. We're going to put our parchment paper down on top of that, and then we're going to put our cake right on top of the parchment paper. Who'd have thunk it? Okay, and this is, I'm telling y'all, we're doing this all real time today, so just back up and get ready. Let's see, Miss Lisa says her Dollar Tree is terrible, doesn't carry half the things, looking for a new one. I don't blame you, honey. I know, Dollar Tree, some of them Some of them. Okay, so that's what we're going to do to make this cake board, which is so festive and so pretty and very inexpensive to make. Another thing, when we put our parchment down on here and it comes time to cut the cake, if you've got somebody that's really watching what they're doing, they'll never cut through. They'll never cut through to this board or to this cellophane because the parchment's going to be there to stop them. So what can you do afterwards? You can just clean this off and use it again. Put your parchment paper right back down there next time you put a cake on there. Now, if you're gifting this, bake to bless, remember that? If you're gifting this cake, you've not lost a lot of money in the board. It does take a little time, but you know, anything worth having is worth working for. Is that not the truth? Okay, so here we're going to go. We're going to go. Now, we're doing a peppermint cake today. We are doing, we're going to tort it, T-O-R-T. We're going to tort this cake, and we're going to fill it with dark chocolate ganache. Now, the recipe for my ganache is in my ebook. If you go over to my BackRoadsLife.com and you look in the mercantile, you will find my ebook. I believe, hang on, we're just all hanging out today, y'all, so relax. I believe, let me see. I believe I have a printed copy of it here. Yes. Here we go. Here's my ebook. This is a printed copy of it. You can, online, you can order it. It's a digital download. And you got all kinds of recipes. All of my signature recipes are in here, most of them. And I am coming out with a Christmas ebook. Dun, dun, dun. And with a lot of my Christmas recipes that I have used for years and years. And yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and put them in there. So the peppermint cake will be in the Christmas ebook. The ganache recipe is in this ebook. So now that we got all that straightened out, if you don't have that ebook, then shame on you. All right, first thing we're going to do. Okay, so we've got our cakes. Now, if you want to go and bake one of these cakes, like right this afternoon, get you a white cake mix. I mean, that's the best thing that I can tell you to do. Get you a white cake mix, and thank you, Barb. Thank you, sis. And drop you in. Once you get your white cake mix all done and it's ready to go in the pan, you want to crush up some peppermint sticks and put about a couple tablespoons full. What you want to do before you put them in your cake mix, you want to take a little bit of flour, maybe a teaspoonful of flour, and mix in with the peppermint pieces, because that will keep, because if you don't do that, your peppermint pieces are going to float to the bottom of, or sink to the bottom of the pan. Okay, if you dust them and turn them in the flour, that will keep, once you put them in and fold them all in, it'll keep the peppermint pieces, in sporadic in the cake, and they won't all fall down to the bottom. So anyhow, so what we've done, okay, so I have, let me see, okay, make sure I got this going on. I know that there are not many people who will have this. This is a cake leveler. This is one thing I would highly encourage you to go and purchase at the Joann store or the Hobby Lobby store or Michael's store or at the Amazon online, you know, on the line store, whatever. You can get this. It is made by Wilton. It is the best leveler that I have ever had in my life for these small cakes. Okay, now on the professional level, you got a whole different kind of leveler. We're not doing professional right now. We're doing home baked cooks. Okay, home baked. We're doing real time home baked peppermint cake. So, okay, so Miss Sue's got one. This is the best thing ever, and what it's got, if you can see right there, it's got a whole bunch of different little cutouts in it for you to put your wire, and this wire is going to go through and level your cake. So first thing you want to do is find out where your wire needs to go to, and let's bring this sucker down just a little bit, and let's put that right there. And I told y'all this is in real time. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, let's go to the number 9 spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. Make sure we stuck in the number 9 spot there, because otherwise sometimes these things jump out and you have a crooked cake. Okay, let's try that. Oh, we might need to go down another one. Let's go down one more. Let's see if we can get that. Y'all better, wherever y'all living, y'all either need to go get you a cup of hot chocolate or get you some iced tea. I don't care what you get. You sit back and stay a while. 7, 8. Because we're doing this in real time. And you know what I'm fixing to do? I have been sitting here talking and completely forgot to get my gloves on. I am so sorry, guys. I know they're going to fire me. Barb, I know you probably told me to do it and I didn't see your comment. Okay. Alright, we're going to try this. Okay, I'm going to pray over those few spots that I touched that cake that didn't have the... In Jesus' name, amen. Okay. Alright. Yeah, that's how you use it, Miss June. That's what you do, and you can do it with you can use it on bread. You can use it on cakes. I mean, it's a cake leveler, but I've used it on bread many times. When I'm making a loaf of bread, and if I want to slice it long ways, you know, I'll use this. Okay, here we go. Can y'all see where I'm at? All right. So what we're going to do, we're just going to saw back and forth. We're going to turn our cake as we go, because keep in mind we've got those peppermint pieces in there that's going to buck us. Take it easy. Don't get in a hurry. Don't get in a hurry. Just take it nice and easy. Because, yeah, see that? Rip that side, but that's all right. We're going to fix that. I'm going to show y'all how to fix that. Okay. All right. Got a piece of wax paper right here. Okay, now we're going to take this. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. It's all marbled with pieces of peppermint all through there. Can you see that? Is the lights too bright? Okay. Well, you know what? Let me see. This is the best part. You know, these make good cake pops. All right. This is my cake, so y'all, I can eat what I want to. All right, now, we've got that top cut off. Because remember I said we were going to tort. We're going to tort these cakes. Oh my gosh, that cake is good, y'all. Lord, that's good without just... Hey, Miss Barb. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so we're going to come back through, keep it where it was at. We don't want to change the levels yet. Okay, we want to keep it where it was at, so that this will be the same height as the other one. And gently go through there, because we've got peppermint pieces all through this cake, and they're not going to be wanting to get hung up with this wire that's cutting this cake. Okay. Make sure you keep the ends on the table at all times. Do not lift. Okay, we come through. We've got that. All right, we're not done with our leveler yet. Look at that, beautiful, 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 beautiful. Okay, now, okay, I'm gonna set this over here. Now what I want to do is I want to tort this. So what that means is that we're going to come through here and we're going to cut this cake in the middle. We're going to cut this, and it's going to give us another thin slice. So we've got to bring down. That's right, Miss Carla. Have you seen me in my kitchen? Yay, she's probably been here. I know what she's done with it. Okay, so we're going to come down. Again, guys, I'm going to remind you, this is all in real time, so if y'all ain't got a whole lot of time, you might need to come back, because I'm not doing this little quick draw them across stuff. No, we're gonna do this the way it needs to be done. Okay, so I would anticipate at looking at that monitor, that looks like that is right dead square in the center of that layer of cake. Doesn't that look centered to y'all? That looks centered to y'all? Okay, now, what we're going to do, again, we're going to start gently slicing through, because remember, we've got those peppermint pieces in there that's going to be bucking us. So, we're just going to keep going. Take your time. Don't get in a hurry. That's the one thing I'm going to tell you now. If you want to get into cake decorating and you don't have a whole lot of patience, you might need to find something else whereas to do. Because whenever I would, on the very first class, every time we'd start a new course, and when I had new students, I could walk around the class and tell you which one wasn't going to be back for the second class, because there's inevitably going to be one or two sitting there, and that leg is just a shaking up underneath the table, just a shaking up. That tells me that they're antsy. They want to watch me do it, and then they're going to automatically want to be able to do it. And then when they can't automatically do it, then if you don't have any patience, you don't need to be decorating cakes. I'm keeping it real, y'all. I've been teaching for a long time, and I don't pull no punches on this. So if you don't have patience, find something else to do. Maybe you need to go learn how to milk a cow, or maybe you need to go learn, maybe you're going to need to go learn how to garden, or, that takes patience too. Find something else to do, because you've got to have patience when you're doing this. Okay. All right. We have come through this cake with flying colors. Now what we're going to do, we're going to get us another piece of this here wax paper. I don't know how long this video is going to take, y'all. I'm just doing this in real time. I'm doing this the way Jan does this, okay? So just get ready. Get ready. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my handy dandy little cake flipper, okay, my cake flipper, and yes, this is a Wilton product. I taught for Wilton for several years. We're going to go up underneath there, we're going to lift that layer ever so gently, and we're going to put it over here. Okay, so we've got that. That is what we have called torting. We have torted our layer. You've learned something already. Maybe. You might have already known that. Okay, so we're going to bring this cake over here. If y'all could smell this kitchen, man, I need some Christmas music going on, Mr. Producer. Golly gee. Golly gee. Okay, so remember I had said that we kept the original spot on this, we kept it for both layers because we wanted both layers to be the exact same height. Okay, you don't want to cut the top off of one layer and then change your gauge and cut the top off the other layer. You're not going to have them the same height. So here, what we've done, again, once again, we come in and look at that. He did not torment me. We kind of tormented each other. My other brother, Daryl. Okay, so here we have right in the same place again. So that means that we are going to tort this layer at the same exact spot that we torted the other layer. And again, if you don't have patience, don't be getting into no cake decorating because this is where it takes patience. Remember, I've got peppermint candies all through this. We've got to take our time. We got to make sure that both ends stay on the table and do not lift so that we get a good straight cut all the way around. Here we go. I need some Christmas music. Okay. All right, so we're through. We're done. We are done with our leveler. Thank you, leveler. Leveler will go into the sink to be washed. Okay, we'll get another piece of paper. Yes, and we're going to take our handy dandy little okay. Now that's not going to go far because we're going to use that in a minute. If you don't have one of those, you can take a spatula. Spatula works fine. Whatever you want. Okay. I just happen to have one because I worked for Wilton for so many years. Now, let me think. What's our next step? What's our next step, Daryl? Okay, so Miss Martha says she had to milk a cow and it ain't fun. I love milking cows. I love milking. Oh, he does have Christmas music playing. Oh, yay. Okay. Now, here's where we have to pay attention. Okay. Very gently, we want to take this layer off of this wax paper. All right. Now, when you prep your pan to put your cake mix in there, your batter in there, I would highly, highly encourage you to always cut out a piece of wax paper to go on the bottom of your pan, whereas your cake will not stick to the bottom. Okay? Now, when we do that, when we take our cake out, we're going to have we're going to have this wax paper that we've got to peel off. And see, with all those peppermint pieces, it's not wanting to cooperate with me. But that's all right. I will conquer. I will conquer. I have done this a day or two, and I will conquer. Okay. Be gentle. Again, take your time. For goodness sake, take your time. Be patient. If you're not patient, you cannot go into cake decorating. I'm just going to I would tell all my students, hey, Daryl was in there, he knows. If somebody was sitting there and they was shaking their leg on the very first night of cake decorating class, no sir, no, that's not going to get it. Y'all might need to get your money back because this ain't going to get it. Okay. So we're going to pull that off. Normally, it doesn't give you that much resistance, but since we do have peppermint pieces in there, the candy has adhered real well to that. Okay, so we've got, this is the bottom of the cake. This is the bottom of the cake. This is where we cut it. Okay, now, remember our cake board. Now, there is another thing that I would encourage you, if you do want to do cakes, and I know that if you don't have one, it ain't no big loss, no big deal. But since I, did cakes for a living, which my season is gone, y'all. My season has passed. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take some no skid shelf liner that I got at my favorite store, and I'm going to set my turntable. This is a turntable, okay? This is what turns. Okay, I'm going to sit that on there because I do not want it to move while we're working. I take me a little small piece of shelf liner. I put my board on that so that when if I'm up against it, it's not going to slide. You don't want it sliding all over the place because that will not make you happy. Ask me how I know. All right, now, if you remember, I said we was going to glue that parchment down, right? That's what I said. I said I was going to glue that parchment down. Now, I know not everybody has an angled spatula. I know that. Yeah, you can get them at the Dollar Tree store. But if you don't have one, get you a butter knife. Okay? Get you a butter knife. Get you some icing and put down in the center. Because we don't want our parchment paper to move. We want to glue it down. Okay? Always, okay, we're working with American buttercream today. The reason being is because I don't like to do this cake in Swiss meringue buttercream. I like to do this cake in American buttercream. And I think that's in the ebook too. All right, now we're going to take this and we're going to get it down in the center. And we're going to spread that icing out. Have y'all liked or shared this? Thumbs up. You know, every time I say that, you know, there's like only 2 or 3 people that's hit the thumbs up. And nobody shared it. That's all right. Okay, so we've got that down. Now, we're going to put a little more glue on this because we're fixing to lay the cake on it. And like I say, you can do this with a butter knife. You ain't got to have you near nose angled spatula. This is not about trying to sell tools or anything. I'm trying to get y'all interested in making a cute little cake that's really good, and you can make it with what you got in your kitchen. You don't have to be no professional cake decorator. No. All right, now we're going to take that. Remember that piece we just pulled the stuff off? Okay. I'm going to pull that off. Toss that in the garbage. Now this is the bottom of the cake, and we're going to lay that down. We want to get that centered. Oh my Lord, this cake smells so good. Okay, so we've got that centered. Yes, hallelujah. We're starting, y'all. We're getting it started. We're getting it put together. Y'all excited? Are y'all excited? The ebook that I got is just great. I have made just about all of the... Oh, yay, Miss Lisa, yay. I'm glad that the ebook has some amazing recipes. You know what? Let me tell you. Okay, I'm going to stop right here. I told y'all we just taking it easy today, so kick back. So here's the ebook. This is the printed version. It is a digital download if you buy it. Okay, so we open it up. And the very first recipe is baklava. Baklava. Okay. If you purchase this ebook, and I don't know how much it costs, y'all. I have no idea. But if you purchase this ebook, you also get a link to a private YouTube class. And I'll walk you step by step, just like I'm doing here. I'll walk you step by step through making baklava. And you get that free of charge. Otherwise, that's like a $10 class. So if you get this ebook, you're getting the ebook plus a step-by-step YouTube video of me walking you through that. Okay, so we've got blackberry filling, lemon curd, raspberry filling, chocolate American buttercream, my chocolate cakes in here, then my over-the-top chocolate cake with the chocolate frost, the icing, then my deep south coconut cake. Oh, I need one of those right now. There's even a picture of it right there. Sure is. Also, you'll get the 7-minute frosting that goes on this deep south coconut cake. You get a cream cheese frosting that is also, y'all know that cream cheese frosting is hard to decorate with because there's butter in it and stuff like that, and so it's a soft frosting. But this is, you can actually decorate with this. Go figure. Who'd have thunk it? There's my Belgium chocolate ganache, and that's what we're fixing to use right there in the book. There's Holly's Double Delights, the cookies that are just amazing. Homemade bread. My homemade tomato soup. Y'all remember that show where I did the tomato soup and the ultimate grilled cheese sandwiches? Well, here's the bread for the ultimate grilled cheese sandwich, and here's the recipe for the homemade garden green tomato soup. Yes, it is. It is. Here's my red velvet cake to go along with the cream cheese icing before. And here is my signature tropical buttercream. This is the recipe that I used on almost every cake I did, unless it was a wedding cake, and unless they requested my buttercream, my tropical buttercream on their wedding cake. Otherwise, I did Swiss meringue buttercream. Yeah, it's in the ebook, y'all. See what you're missing? And then my white cake that you can do all kinds of things with. My white cake is so versatile. You can turn it into a lemon cake. You can turn it into a mango cake. You can turn it into a peppermint cake. But that's not the exact recipe that I use. But anyhow, so see, okay. Let's see. Thank you, Miss Martha. Thank you. Okay, now, hang on a second. You know what? My Caleb, God love his heart, when he was growing up, and I think of him every time I makes, he always wanted the whiskers. Mom, can I have the whiskers? This is what, he loved it. He loved it. Every time he went to his grandma's, that's what he did. Okay, now, we have, can you see that in there? We have dark Belgian chocolate ganache. That has been whipped. Okay, what we're going to do with that, we're going to fill it. We're going to fill this, and we're going to put this right here. It's a nice little, let me use this. There is nothing better than chocolate and peppermint. Oh, make that chocolate bark. Oh, that peppermint bark. Okay, so now what we're going to do, we're just going to go round and round. Let me pull this up so you can watch what I'm doing. Let me see. I want y'all to see everything. So there's that. We're going to push that gently. Again, patience, y'all. We're going to gently push that out to the edge. We're not going to go past the edge with the filling because we don't want the chocolate to come out. We just want, there we go. Okay, so we've got the chocolate on there. Chocolate ganache. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to go back over here and I'm going to get that other layer that we just took off the top, and we're going to lay that on top of there. Okay, don't press too hard because the minute you start smashing this cake, if you smash the cake, that's like illegal. That's like, no, you don't do that. Okay. One thing I did forget to do, which I need to do. All right, we're going to take squares of wax paper because we don't want our board all messed up. Lift that up, just kind of slide that in just a little ways up underneath there. I told y'all we's unplugged. We's unplugged today, y'all. We doing it. I get so aggravated. Yes, I said it, and y'all can tell everybody I said it. I don't care. I get so aggravated with all these people that want to teach you how to do cakes, but they're doing a condensed version. What are you going to learn? You're going to learn absolutely nothing. And then, of course, those folks, they ain't going to answer near no questions because I've asked them I mean, you know, I've asked questions just to see if they'd answer me. Nope, won't answer you. Okay, you keep on. You keep on. You keep on. You go right ahead with all your numbers and all your folks that follow you. Just go right ahead. Okay, now we've got this board pretty well covered. All right. Now, I'm not going to put ganache here. I'm going to put icing. Hey, Chanel, you are just in the way, sugar baby. You are just in the way today. Why are you not acting like you should? Well, you just lay there. Okay, Earl, you're doing good, buddy. All right. Let me get... Okay. Okay, now, Miss Lisa... It does, Barb. It smells so good. Okay, Miss Lisa, I will tell you this. This is a professional turntable. I've had this for a long time. And you can go to the Joann store or to the Hobby Lobby store, or I don't know if Michael's has them or not. I don't go in Michael's. No, Michael's is against my religion. But anyhow, go online to you can go to the on the line store, Amazon. They have small little turntables. What are they, Barb? Maybe they might be $10, and that's all you need. You just need something, or go to the thrift store and find you a Lazy Susan. That's all in the world you need. You just need something with some ball bearings that's going to keep this thing turning, and keep it turning at a level, you know, and keep it turning smooth. Okay, see how smooth that's just rolling? Rolling. Just, that's what you want to do. You can go you can go to the thrift store, find your Lazy Susan. Anything that will turn smooth, that's what, it works perfect. It works perfect. This is a professional one, and it is highly expensive, and it is not necessary for, unless you're doing, now see, the reason I got this is because I was doing those big 5 and 6 and 7 tier cakes, and I needed something for the weight of those cakes and to make sure that it stayed, you know, moving smoothly. But those little turntables that you can get on the line at Amazon or somewhere like that, they're just little round turntables. Go to the thrift store, pay $2 and get you a Lazy Susan. Same thing. Yes, they are pricey, Barb. Yes, they are. When you get into these kind right here that I've got, they're very pricey. So, okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to put us some icing. Yes. You know that American buttercream recipe that's in the book? I lost my spatula. Where'd my spatula go, Barb? What'd I do with it? Oh, here it is. It's in the ganache. Okay. We're going to put us some icing on there. Now, you put your icing in the middle. Man, I got ganache everywhere. I didn't want to do that. I got it on my... Where in the world did I get all this ganache at? Hang on, y'all. I got to de-ganache myself. Yes, I do. Real time, y'all. Real time. This ain't no fancy thing. So y'all just enjoy. Okay, so we're going to start in the middle, and we're going to gently push the icing out towards the edge. Again, patience. Don't go trying to get all up and in a hurry and all this, because you're going to rip your cake apart, and that ain't pretty. You don't want your cake ripped apart, because then it's going to lift and you're going to get all kinds of crumbs, and you don't want to do that. You just don't want to do that. So we're going to, and then see what we do. We keep it level, and we turn our, okay, there we go. We got that. That icing smells so good. Y'all smell that. Can y'all smell that? It's peppermint. Oh, have mercy. Okay. Another key to it when you're doing this, you want to make sure that your icing stays covered as much as possible so that it doesn't start drying out. Especially if you're using American buttercream, right? Okay. Now, y'all all with me? Okay. Miss Patsy, I'm glad you're enjoying this. Now, if you remember, we put the butt of the cake on the bottom of this one, right? Now we've got to wind up with the butt of the cake, the other layer on top. So now the layer we're going to put here is the top layer off the top. When we torted that other layer of cake, we're going to take that top, not the butt of it, we're going to take that top and lay it here. Okay? Here we go. Here we go. Okay, remember we had both sides are cut because we had cut the top and we had torted it. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to lay this here. Lay this here. We're going to make sure that it's in the center. Come to do. Okay. Oh my Lord, it's smelling so good. All right. All right, all right, all right. Okay. Thank you, Trisha. I love you, baby. I was showing off your mug a while ago. I show off your mug all the time. Okay, now we're going to come back and we're going to do a layer of ganache again. Remember how we did the ganache last time? Our whipped ganache. This ganache, okay. This is the same ganache that you can use for truffles. This is the same ganache. I mean, this ganache is so versatile. And to get it to have, I'm just going to tell you, you want your ganache to have a bit of a peppermint, just a tiny bit of a peppermint flavor to it. So you just take a very small drop of peppermint extract, and when you're making your ganache, but I can't tell you how to make it because it's in the ebook. Na, 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 na. Got to get that ebook to get those recipes. I'll show you how to put it together, but you got to get that ebook to get those recipes. Yes, you do. Okay. All right, all right, all right, all right. Okay. There's my spatula, and it's full of American buttercream, and that's not what we want, so we need to wipe this down. I love having y'all in the kitchen with me when it's just laid back. This is what I do. Well, I will say this. My season for cakes has passed. For me making cakes. I don't mind teaching. I'll teach all day long. But for me to make a cake that goes out into the public, I'm done. My season is done. And we have to know, we have to be very in tune with God to know when our season is done. So, okay, again, patience. Gently work that ganache, starting from the middle and work it out to the edge. I want to move this camera. Hang on a second. I want to move the camera so that you can see what I'm doing. Maybe I can't. Okay. Can you see that? I'm just trying to make it to where you can see. Oh, I love those cups, Trish. Okay, let's see. Alright, so we're going to make sure, again, we're twisting our turntable from the bottom so that we get, and we're going to hold the spatula at an even area. We're not going up and down. We're getting one spot and we're holding it straight. Okay, so that that gets on there really good and straight. All right, now what we're going to do is we're going to put that very last piece of cake on top. Are y'all having a good time? Are y'all having a good time? I hope. I hope y'all are. Okay, now, we're just taking our time. We ain't rushing through. Yay, Miss June, she's always so encouraging and so excited. Okay, remember now, we've got the last piece of the cake. This is the butt, so it's going to have the paper on it. Okay, remember that because we put the paper down in the pan. So we're going to turn this over. I feel like I'm baptizing. And we're going to pull this. Let me get my paper. I got to lay this down. I don't want to rip the cake up. Let me see. I'll put this right here. Hang on one second. Let me get this paper off. If it did not have the peppermint pieces in it, it would not have stuck like it did. But since it did, those candies are like, I'm not leaving here. I'm all stuck. Make sure you get all the little pieces of paper off. You don't want to feed little itty bitty pieces of paper to somebody. No, you don't. Move, Earl. Thank you, buddy. Okay. We're going to get all this peeled off. I hope y'all got something to sit back and munch on because we is not in a hurry today. I get so aggravated with all those people that does these 2-second infomercials and expects you to learn. Okay, now we've got the butt. This is the butt of the cake, and we're going to lay that on top. Now we want to make sure that everything is level, even on the sides. Let me wipe my hands down. The ganache is really getting to me today. Yeah, the peppermint, when you put candies and stuff in this, and when you put the wax paper on there, they're going to naturally cook to the paper. So that's what makes it harder to, okay, now, I know that right there ain't looking like a whole lot. I know there's people out there going, what has she done? Okay, we're fixing to show you. We're fixing to show you. We have put the cake itself together now. We have torted it. We have filled it with chocolate ganache. We've put a layer of peppermint buttercream in there. Another layer of, this is Belgium chocolate, y'all. This ain't no other stuff. I ain't gonna say no names, but this is Belgium chocolate that I have in here. So this is the good stuff. So now, what we're going to do what they call a crumb coat. A crumb coat. A crumb coat is when you take your icing, your American buttercream icing, and now, if I was using Swiss meringue icing, I would need to refrigerate this because of how much butter is in it. But with this American buttercream icing, it doesn't have any butter in it. It has butter flavoring in it, butter emulsion, but it doesn't have butter flavor. Butter. Okay, I'm going to get a little bit of water, and we're going to loosen this icing up because we want the icing that we're going to use as a crumb coat to be a little bit looser than the icing we're going to ice the cake with. Oh, that's looking good. Oh, it's smelling so good. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so see what we have? We have we have very loose icing. Now, we're going to use that. Okay. Hang on, I got to get those ganache gloves off. Okay, we're going to put on some new gloves. Had ganache all over them. And they were getting ganache everywhere. But that loose icing is going to help us hold in the crumbs, because as you see, there's a lot of crumbs here, okay? And we want to hide that. We want to seal that in. That's what we's a-fixing to do, y'all. We's a-fixing to seal that in. Okay. Miss Barb, Blavette, you do cakes. Do you do cakes like this, or do you have your own fashion? I know everybody does. You know what? You can go to culinary school, and you can go before the master chefs, and every one of them will have a different opinion on how to do something. Every single one of them. So that's when you take everything you've learned and you start building your own way of doing things. And that's when you really start learning. And so, okay, so what we're going to do, man, I don't know if I can do this way. Let me move this stuff. Now, there are going to be crumbs all through this, and that's okay. That's quite all right. We want to do that. Does not matter to me how many crumbs goes in this, because we're going to cover this over. I don't know if this will go this way or not. Hang on. And pull this so that you can see. See better what I'm doing. Maybe you can see better that way. I want y'all to see everything I'm doing. Now, again, I'm teaching this as if you have never made a cake before and you do not know what you're doing, you have no tools. I would encourage you to get an angled spatula. Is it necessary? Absolutely not. Okay, so far, look what we've done. We've got the sides. Look at the sides. We've covered up all those loose crumbs. Y'all see that? Well, that I understand that, Barb. Absolutely. I have all, okay. When brides would come to me, I didn't have bridezillas that often. I had mother-in-law zillas, to be honest with you. Okay, so we're gonna put some crumb coat on top so we can. But I would ultimately do what they asked as long as it was in a contract, because you know they got what they asked for. But if I could sway them to help them understand that that might not work out like you think it's going to work out, then because what the flavors I like is not necessarily the flavors that everybody else likes. And so, I wanted to make sure and serve my client to the best of my ability. But when it came to the decorating, I wanted to make sure that they got, that they're, because everybody that you see thinks they know how to decorate a cake. And that's not always the truth. It's just like you give a camera to somebody and they automatically think they're a photographer. Been in photography since '78, and I'm getting back into it. That is where we're headed now with the ministry. I'm going to be doing photography, getting back into my very first love. Started back in '78. Can you believe that? I'm not going to say anything else, but about what else I did back in earlier years. I'm not going to talk about all those years. Okay, so if you notice right here, there's cake showing. I don't want that cake showing. Even though this is a crumb coat, I don't want this cake showing. I want to cover this up with a thin layer of icing because I don't want it to dry out. So let's get a little bit more crumb coat on there to cover up. And that's why I don't understand, if y'all heard about these naked cakes, those things just absolutely blow me away. There is nothing there to protect them from drying out. So then what they have to do is use the simple syrup, and it makes them soggy in the middle and dried out on the outside. Okay, I'm just going to level this off a little bit. Now it's not a thick layer of icing, but there is icing on it. Okay, maybe I need a little more right here. Okay. All right, I think we're good with that. Woo. Okay, now what we're going to do, we're going to talk about some ganache and stuff, and we're going to let this dry. This is going to need to dry for a few minutes so that it will become, when I touch it, I won't get any icing back on my finger. It needs to dry. This is what we call a crusting buttercream. If you use like Swiss meringue buttercream or Italian meringue buttercream, or even a whipped, stabilized whipped icing, it won't crust. So you got to go with what you got. But this, it will eventually, well, I say eventually, just a few minutes, in fact, it's already started. Just a few minutes, it'll dry right out, and it will crust over. And what happens at this point, this cake is sealed. The moisture that's in this cake cannot escape now, because you've got it crumb coated. It's locked in its little Tupperware coating per se with the crumb coat, with the American buttercream. So we're at a good point right here to stop and talk about the things that we're going to put on this cake. Okay? Let's do that. Let's do that. Okay, now let's pull this cake off to the side for a minute, and then we'll bring it back. Now, I know that a lot of y'all don't even know what a piping bag is. That's okay. I'm going to show you a way to get around that. If you've got a freezer bag, all right, listen to me, a freezer bag, not a sandwich bag, not a regular storage bag, but you want a freezer bag. Why? Because they're thicker. You get a sandwich bag and you try to put icing in here and pipe it out, you're going to have a nasty mess because that sandwich bag won't hold up to the pressure. So get you a freezer bag. I'm not naming any kind of names. A freezer bag. Okay, that's what you need. You can get either a quart size or that other size. All right, now we've got Well, see, the thing of it is, Miss Barbara Lynn, I've been teaching crumb coating for years. That's exactly what I've been teaching, crumb coating for years. Yeah, I know Barb will throw you out of her shop if you start getting ugly with her. Okay, these are the best peppermints for these cakes to put on top because they're not hard. They're those kind that melts in your mouth. Oh my gosh, they're awesome. So get you a bucket of those, and I mean, they're like $5 at the Walmart store. It says 180 pieces in there. So get you one of those, and you can do anything. Like if you want to do a chocolate, let's say you want to do chocolate cupcakes. Chocolate, that's why I got this ganache in there. Chocolate and peppermint pair together so well. So if you want to make some chocolate cupcakes and maybe put them in a freezer bag and take your rolling pin and crush them up and get them all, you know, unless you got a Cuisinart or something like that, that'll crunch them up like this, you know. Just drizzle them on top of your icing, you know. Oh my gosh, so good. Okay, so what we have today that we're going to be decorating with, we have those that I've taken out of the package, okay. We have these Andes mints that I did not take the paper off of, but these are the peppermint. They have, where's the camera at? Can you see that? They've got little flakes of peppermint in them with the bottom. You know what the Andes mints are. Usually they're green and chocolate and stuff. These are okay, here. Right there. There you go. Peppermint Crunch Twins. These are the best. Now, you only get them during the holiday season, y'all. So if you want to stock up, you need to stock up. Don't put them in the freezer. Just keep them in a cool, dry, dark place, and they'll be fine. And I'm going to take some wrappers off of some of these here because I did not do that before. Oopsie. Okay, so we're just going to take, hey, we're just sitting here. We're decorating cakes. This is what I do. This is what I do. So we're going to decorate cakes. Yeah, the old-fashioned peppermint candies. That's what they are. They're the ones that melt in your mouth. And I mean, you just sit there and suck on those things, and then all of a sudden they're gone. They are gone. Okay, we might have enough. You don't need a whole lot. You're only doing an 8-inch round, so you don't need a whole lot. So whatever's left over, I can probably find something to do with them. I don't know, probably, I guess. All right, so we want to have a good assortment of peppermint candies to decorate the top of our peppermint cake and to decorate the bottom around the bottom of our cake. And so I think that we might have, I'll go ahead and do these last 4, and that'll be all we'll need to do. I think that's all we need to do. Oh, I love those. They have them in spearmint too now, Miss June. I don't know if you knew that or not. The green and white. They have them in spearmint. Those things are good too. I got a bucket full in yonder on the table so that whenever the kids come, they can just help themselves. Okay. So we've got a cup of these. All right. We've got a cup of these. Again, remember, these, I highly encourage you to get several boxes of these because they will last. These will last for a long time. They've got a long shelf life, but do not put them in the freezer. Do not put them in the freezer. Put them in a cool, dark place, and they will last you for a long, long time. So, okay, we got those. All right, put those off to the side. Now, we've got candy canes. Folks, please make sure you pull the plastic off of them first, okay? Okay, so we've got candy canes. We've got peppermint things. Now, look at here. Look what M&M's has. OMG. Yes, they do. So, we're going to get, again, this is a holiday thing. So, I mean, okay, this peppermint cake is not seasonal. People think it is, but I've made these peppermint cakes in the heat of summer. I'll eat peppermint in the summer. Why won't you make a peppermint cake in the summer? But, so that's why I keep this stuff on hand all the time in case somebody wants a peppermint cake. Usually me. Let me get this open. Okay. Let's see. Yes, they're green and white, Miss June. They're green and white. Same bucket, same everything. They're just green and white. So let's pour some of these. So we have, where's the camera at? Here we go. We have red and white peppermint M&Ms. Oh my gosh. Yes. And they smell heavenly. Yes, they do. Okay. So again, we've got, here's the bag. White peppermint. Okay. Y'all are going to need to look some of those up if you want peppermint. All right. Close that bag down until we're ready to use it. Now, in here, I have made, Wilton puts out candy wafers, and they're little round discs that you melt to dip. You can dip, they're in all different colors, and around the holidays they have different flavors, but you can get the red ones, you can get white, green, you can get any color you want. So what I do, I use these as I would ganache. Again, the ganache recipe is in the ebook. So I have made some red ganache with, let me find something, hang on. The red ganache, and what it will do, this is what we're going to use to make our drips down the side. Okay? That's what we're going to use. It looks kind of horrid there. It looks kind of Halloweenish there, doesn't it? But that's what we're going to use. So we make that, we put it in a little squeeze bottle. You can find these bottles at Dollar Tree, y'all. Seriously. Seriously, Dollar Tree. All right, now, we're going to bring back the star of the show. Yeah, I eat peppermint all the time. I don't have to worry, well, I don't have to worry about hiding peppermint. Mr. Producer doesn't need a lot of it. So, okay, we're going to bring back the star of the show. Here we go. Now, next thing that we want to do, we want to lay our base icing on this cake. Okay? Let me tell you what I normally would be doing with this cake. I would normally, you saw how we used two layers and torted them. Normally what I would use is 3 layers to make a thicker, taller cake, but it's not necessary, okay? It's not necessary. You don't need that much cake. That's all there is to it. We're trying to live a healthy lifestyle, aren't we, folks? We're trying to live a healthy lifestyle. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to take our icing, and I know y'all are sitting there going, oh my gosh, how much icing are you putting on there? Well, hang on, it ain't all going to stay. I've lost my spatula again, y'all. Where's my spatula? I had my spatula. Oh, there it is. Okay. I told y'all this is real time. This is what we do. Actually, I got a whole bunch more spatulas and they're all packed up. All right. Again, patience. Let's start in the middle and start working this icing. We're going to start working this icing around, okay? Now we're going to come off the edge. Remember when we had the ganache and the icing in the middle, we didn't want to come off the edge. Now we're wanting to work this icing off the edge so that it will come off and start laying down on the sides, and we can start working with that. Okay. We're going to put this icing on there. Are y'all having a good time? I'm having a good time. Patience, y'all. Patience. It takes patience. You want to gently work this icing down the bottom, down the edge of the cake. Okay. We're going to need some more. Can y'all see what I'm doing? Okay, good. Get this all the way around, and then we can start smoothing it out. Or I should say evening it out. I want to make sure that the icing is even all the way around. Okay, now we got to work on this top. Oops, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to hit the camera with my elbow. Gave y'all a little whiplash there. All right, one of the keys is to make sure that you're constantly moving. You want to keep your turntable moving. So if you can't see it, I don't know if this camera will pick it up here, but my hand is up underneath here, turning, and it's you know, I keep it moving. All right, I don't want to stop because then that's going to cause me ripples in the side of my cake. I want to get it as even as possible. Then I'm going to show y'all a really simple way, because I know there's so many different people that says How do you get your cake so smooth? Well, number one, it takes years of practice. Number two, it's not necessary to have your cake that smooth. I'm going to show you why. You don't have to worry about that. The cake world has turned into as rustic as it can be. And that's all well and good with me because I'm just as backroads as it can be. Oh, I really messed that up. Okay. Now, I want to make sure that I get my top edge as even as I can. And I'll come back with that in just a minute. Okay. All right, now. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to get me a cup of hot water. Hot water. Are y'all having a lot? Yes, there are a lot of naked cakes today, and those things, honestly, I guess being so old school and working hard to get to where I've gotten in culinary and decorating cakes, it's like the difference in a photographer, a renowned photographer, going in and photographing a wedding. But yet what they've done is give everybody one of those disposable cameras to take pictures with. It's like, really? Really? I mean, I've been, you know, and as a cake decorator, to go in and see a naked cake that has there's no icing on the sides, but what they're getting a lot of goo in the middle and dried out on the sides. Yeah, that makes for a nice cake to me, I'm telling you. Okay, so we're going to get our water real hot. And we're going to put our spatula down in there for a minute. And we're going to get that heated up. And what we're going to do, again, we want to keep our buttercream Mr. Producer's going to be blushing back there. Alright, I don't want to get my phone wet, but okay. Alright, here we go. We got the spatula heated up. We're working this icing. See those spots right there? I didn't give a smooth turn on my turntable. It's real important to keep that turntable going. And I'm not going to do much more smoothing than this, and I'm going to show you why in just a minute. Okay, we've got to get some icing on there. I see cake edge, which that's quite all right. We can fix that. Now see, when you watch those 2-minute videos where they're just zooming through there so fast, you don't get all the little comebacks and fix it and all that. You just get the primo footage that they show you, and that aggravates me because that's kind of like false advertising, right? Right? Okay. We're going to try to work our edges. Now, I'm keeping in mind that there are people here that are not professionals and just want to make a pretty cake for their holiday centerpiece. And that's why I said, well, we'll do this. We'll do this right here. It's simple, it's easy. You know, there's some twists here and there with the ganache and stuff like that. But okay. Oops, sorry. Are y'all enjoying this, or y'all bored to death? I can see it now. We'll win most boring video on YouTube. Chef Chan actually made a real-time cake and people was bored to death. Now understand that there are always going to be flaws in your cake. Always going to be a flaw. So what you have to do is cover up that flaw. Learn how to use the props you've got, and what we're going to be using today is the candy. And we're going to make this all work, right? Right. Now, here is the reason why I was telling you. All right, we're going to pull these out. We're done with these for right now. We're done for these. Now, I know that 90% of y'all don't have tips or piping bags. We're going to make this cake happen without any of those. Without any of those. You don't need nothing special. Okay, you don't need anything special. Now, to look at this cake, if you look at that, that does not look like it's perfect. It is not, because it's not. And I wanted to show you why it's not. I wanted to show you that a cake does not have to be perfect whenever you put your icing on. Now, I could smooth this out. I could smooth this cake out, and you would never see any kind of flaw or anything. But I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that because I want to show you a way to where you can take this cake, even though it's not nowhere near being perfect. And I know there's going to be people saying, oh, that cake don't look like Chef Jan's, what Chef Jan's cake. Well, look at this cake. It's not perfect. The edges of it aren't as smooth as they need to be. The top of it's not as smooth as it needs to be. But we're fixing to fix that, okay? And you can use your spatula. You can use your butter knife. In fact, I think I'll go ahead and use my butter knife. And to just show you, you don't have to have all the tools, okay? Let's make this cake pretty. Y'all ready? Well, that's good for you, Miss Carla. I'm glad. Let's make this cake pretty. Y'all want to? Let's make this cake pretty. Get me another. And yes, I will say this, you do go through a lot of paper towels. All right, so we've got our hot water, we've got our butter knife. We're going to wipe off our butter knife. We're going to start here upside down. See how this curves up? How it's got the straight there? See that? Okay. We're going to hold the butter knife upside down. I'll move my glass of water before we get everything baptized. All right, I want to start you. See how that bottom edge is not very, pretty? We're going to start. We're just going to run the edge of the table, the cake board, all the way around. Okay. Gently, we want to put an indentation. Now we want to go up halfway over that. Wait a minute, I got my halfway over that, and we're going to put another indentation. And we're going to go all the way around. Hold that knife as steady as you can, as level as you can, and go all the way around. If you've got bumps through there, you can come through, you can fix them, or you can leave them. It doesn't matter. Again, we're going to go and try to hold it as steady as you can. And we meet right back up. Now I'm going to use the spatula. Do the same thing with the spatula. See, we wind right back up. All the way around. Okay. Miss Carla, you'll need to send me pictures of some of your wedding cakes y'all do sometime. I think they'll put some of mine up there on the opening. Of course, I've done this for years and years and years. we're getting close to the top. Okay. Here we go. Okay. Now what we've done, we've given it a rustic look. We went around and we've just kind of, now if you want to, I can show you how to straighten the sides, but I don't think anybody that's watching today is ready for that. Okay, now what we got to do, we got to do the top. And we're going to start on the edge. And we're going to go around. Then we're going to move in. We're not going to lift our spatula. We're just going to keep going. And we're just going to keep going. We're going to make our way in to the middle. There we go. Now, okay, so what we have a spiral going around the top. Now, people's going to look at that and they're going to think, wow, that doesn't look like one of Chef Jan's cakes. Okay, well, no, because we're doing it the BackRoads way. We're doing it the way that if you don't have any equipment, this is the easiest and the quickest method to get your icing on there and to get it on straight. If you look, that cake is level. All right? It's level. It's got a rustic side to it, but that's okay. We're gonna fix that. We're going to fix that. Actually, let me go ahead and do this. Let's put in our freezer bag, not a sandwich bag, okay? No sandwich bags allowed because they will bust. We're going to put some icing in here. Okay, so we've got some icing in our freezer bag. And what we want to do, we want to press our icing down and get as much of the air bubbles out that we can. Now we've got a pretty big air bubble right there. We're going to work that out. We're going to work that up to the top. We're going to work that out because we don't want poofs when we're pressing our icing out. We don't want that. Okay, so we're going to press this icing and we're going to bring it down to one corner. When I used to show this to the students, they would go, oh, Chef Jim, what are you doing? Okay, now we have an air bubble in the end. We're fixing to cut that end out. You don't want to cut a lot. Cut a small amount first. You can always cut more. You can't put it back on. So let's cut just a small amount. Okay, so far, there we have. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. We're going to twist this bag. I'm right-handed. So we're going to twist this bag and we're going to start pressing out our icing. We want to try to stay in the same distance in from the edge. Okay. Now, we have just invented a piping bag. What we're wanting to do, we're wanting to build up a mound of icing right here. So what we'll do, we'll come back on top of that and we'll lay another line of icing down. Keep your pressure even. Keep your pressure even. Okay. Now, we've got a second row. We're going to build up some more. Actually, okay. Now, the first thing we need to do is we need to put another line of icing on the outside edge, touching the cake. Okay, so let's do this. I hope y'all can see what I'm doing. Okay, that's going to give it its foundation so that as we build up, it doesn't fall over. Okay? We're going to put another line on top. We want to get this built up pretty good. Okay. All right. Now, work that in right there. Work that in right there. We've got us a mound. If you can see, we have a mound. And it has a center in there. Okay. You got that? Everybody having fun? Now, here comes the fun part. We're going to take our red ganache. Our red ganache. And we're going to go inside the edge first. Inside the edge, and then we're going to come down just a little. We don't want to go over the edge too much. We're going to let gravity pull it all the way down. There's no set length for this to be. See how that's coming down? Oh, I've got the camera too high. I'm sorry. There we go. So we're doing the drip, what they call the drip. All right, you want to make sure that your tip is on the inside of the cake edge, and you want to gently press out, come over to the edge gently, and let it do its thing. Let gravity do its thing. Don't put a lot of pressure on it or else you're going to have a mess. There's no set amount of distance between each drip at all. You just do your drips. Let the gravity pull it down as far. If it goes all the way down to the board, it goes all the way down to the board. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Okay. Now, do you see that? I make the red ganache out of red candy wafers from Wilton. Now, pull this up, and we need to fill in a little bit here. It doesn't have to be perfect because we'll come back and fix it. We just want to get some fill in. Okay. All right, now, and that's beginning to fill in on its own. Do you see that? Well, I don't want to tilt it now because we're... See how it's beginning to fill in on its own? Okay. You don't want a thick ganache when you're doing this. You want a thin, you don't want it watery, but you don't want it thick neither. So let's use our little butter knife to go through and cover all this. Okay. Looking good, guys. Looking good. All right. Now is when the fun begins. Well, actually, it's all fun. I enjoy doing all of it. But now. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to start decorating this mound. So we're going to make sure you put one on the inside, put one on the outside. Just kind of space them however you want them to space. This is all in the creativity of it. Okay? There's some creative stuff going on now. All right, now we got us, don't forget, we have our little Andes wafers. We got to put them in. Where'd they go? I got to get them to where I can see them. We got to put them in there. We're going to put some on the inside, some on the outside. Let's turn this one around. Let's just mix them all up. Here's another one. We put that one there. We put this one here. Can y'all see what we're doing? Okay. Put one, turn them around. Put one on the inside, coming out. There's that. Let's see. Surely we can find some other places to put some. Surely we can. Absolutely. These things are too good to not put in there, right? This is beginning to look good, y'all. It's beginning to look pepperminty, don't you think? Okay. All right, so let's get I see a space that needs one. Yes, I do. Okay. So far, this is what we've got. Now, don't forget, we have red and white M&Ms. Put those everywhere. I put those on the white, on the red ganache. I put them in the white icing. Put them in the red ganache. Red. This is a peppermint cake that you would love. You would have so many oohs and ahs on your Christmas table, your holiday table. Sorry, PJ. Can't have the whole cake, honey. We're on a BackRoads healthy lifestyle. Remember that? Okay. Guys, we got some stuff going on here now, don't we? Let's see. We need another white one right there. Let's put a white one right there. Let's put the red one there. Man, oh man, this is smelling good. I got some peppermint overload going on, y'all. Where do we get this? Okay, put that there. Now, we've got white ones. Let's put a little white one here. Let's put a little white one up underneath here. The whites show up real good on the red. I like that. Okay. This cake is actually going to the warehouse, guys. Y'all know that? Okay, now, we have taken some peppermint sticks, and we put them in the Cuisinart, and we've chopped them. Now, another way you can do that is to put these peppermint sticks, not these ones, we're fixing to use them, but to put the peppermint sticks in a double freezer bag, okay? And take don't use a wooden rolling pin, because it could very well leave dents in your rolling pin, and that's like, So get you a good heavy duty rolling pin, or even get you a towel and a hammer, and crunch them up real good. If you don't have all the appliances, there's always a way around that. So just do that. So we're going to use all these right here. This is where we're going. Okay? All right, now we're going to sprinkle all over. It does not matter where this falls. We are sprinkling. Okay. Does not matter, just let it go. This right here is creativity. Let it go. There is no rhyme nor reason as to how or where or anything that this is supposed to go. Yeah, you can use a meat tenderizer, Miss June, but make sure that you double your bag, because with the shards, it would chip the plastic. And make sure you've got a towel to cushion, oops, okay, to cushion it. Okay, so we've done that. Now guess what we're going to do? We're going to take our candy canes and we're going to put in this cake. Put them all through here. I don't know if Miss Becca's watching, but I remember I said that twist. Here we go. So now, look at that. What are y'all thinking so far? We're not done yet. We're not done. By no means are we done. Okay, so now we're going to take our red, I don't know if the camera can catch this or not. Let me bring it up some to see. I want to make sure. We're going to drizzle. We're just going to drizzle. Oh Lord, this is looking good. Drizzle all over the place. And at the same time, we're going to come back with some more sprinkles. See, this is where creativity, and you take your time and you're patient. And all of this was made, I mean, we used a knife, a butter knife. We used a Ziploc bag, and to cut to tort the layers, you can use a knife. All you got to do is measure, bring your ruler out, your measuring stick, and put toothpicks around the edge, in the middle. So, and then your knife will go just slice where those toothpicks are, and that'll slice your. You don't need all the stuff to make. This is a beautiful cake. This is a beautiful cake. I'm just. Okay, now the one thing we want to do down at the bottom, okay, and this is where it's time consuming. We want to take a red and a white. Red. Mm-hmm. Okay. I told y'all we're doing this in real time. This is the way it's done. Red. I don't know how long I've kept y'all, but you know what? I ain't worried about it, are y'all? I told y'all this was going to be my gift to you. Merry Christmas. Yes, ma'am, I'm going to cut it. I done told the guys at the warehouse that it was going to be minus a piece. So I told them Friday I was going to be bringing them, or Dale would be bringing them a peppermint cake Monday. Yes, ma'am, I'm going to cut it so that you can see. I'm going to try to stay away from all the middle part because I want the guys to have that, but okay, what do we leave off with? Red, white. So stock up on all your peppermint candies during the holidays. Keep them in a cool, dry place throughout the year. And I'm going to tell you something. This would be a great cake for 4th of July. It's got red and white. It's a peppermint cake. Everybody loves peppermint all year round. I mean, for goodness sake. It's not just a Christmas cake. This is a cake that will work year round. Now, do you see why I wanted y'all to share it on your timeline? So people could see what's going on? Got a little bit more. Well, I got to open my bag back up. I thought I had poured enough out. Okay, so there's a red one, and there's a white one. Look at that. Can you see that? Red and white all the way around. Isn't that beautiful? Let me see if I can get y'all up here. See if I can. Can you see that? Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. I love that. It's beautiful. Just absolutely beautiful. The ebook, the Christmas ebook, will be out in probably, actually, as soon as I get done working on the Pen Pal group, I was talking to the phone. As soon as I get done finishing up the Pen Pal group, I'm going to start loading the recipes for the ebook, and that's it. Guys, can you see this? Is there a way that we can, Mr. Producer, is there a way that I can get an overhead shot on this cake? Is there or not? I don't know if there is. Look at that. There you go. So there is our peppermint cake. It is amazing. I'm so glad y'all joined me for this. I got to cut a piece of it. I got to cut a piece of it. I got to get a little piece so the guys don't get real upset. Actually, you know what? I want to take a picture. Absolutely, Miss June. I want to take a picture while y'all are here. Let me see. I might need to go around this way because I got the lights. That's not a professional picture, but anyhow, that'll work. Okay. Oh, I will announce it, honey. Don't you worry. I will announce it. Let me find my... I really hadn't planned on cutting. Once I started putting it together, it was like, I don't want to cut it. I don't want to cut it. I got to cut a little small piece out because I want to show y'all what the middle looks like. Have y'all enjoyed this today? I mean, this has been different than any other video that I've ever done. And this, again, like I say, is real time. So I hope that you've enjoyed it. I hope that you will share this on your timeline, and so that when other people hear me talk about how they only do quick videos, they'll get upset with me, but that's okay. People know how I feel about that kind of stuff. Oh, man. Oh, look at that. Look at that. Yes, I just licked my fingers. Y'all. Okay, so this is what we've done. Where's my fork at? We've got the bottom layer. We've got the ganache in there. Let me pull this back. We've got the ganache in there. We've got the icing, the buttercream, the ganache, and then the buttercream on top. So, oh my Lord, it's wonderful. That chocolate, with that peppermint, I gotta clean that board off. I just did. That chocolate with the peppermint, oh my gosh, y'all. Y'all have got to make this cake. Score. That is amazing. Oh my Lord. So how many of y'all wants to make this cake now? We have been... Man, did it take 2.5 hours? I'm sorry. Did I keep y'all 2.5 hours? Wow. Okay. So there's the cut. There's the cake. Merry Christmas. This is my Christmas gift to you. And if you don't have any of the cake tools, you can still make this cake. Remember, we're going to Dollar Tree for the boards. We're going to Dollar Tree for the tissue paper. We're going to Dollar Tree for the cellophane paper. We're putting parchment paper. We're putting the cakes on there. We're putting ganache, which is in the ebook. And then, I mean, loaded up with peppermint candies. Loaded up. Because trust me, that right there will be a showstopper on your holiday table. It will be. It will be. While I got your attention before we go, as of midnight last night, November 1st, we started with, on our radio station, we started with our Christmas music, guys. We have non-stop Christmas music on BackRoads Radio as of last night at midnight that will run all the way through to December 31st. So we pray and hope that you will tune in. It is, I mean, Dale had it playing as we went to bed last night. It played forever. It was phenomenal. So if you will, don't forget, you can go through live365.com. You can pull that up on your computer and then search for BackRoads Radio. You'll see a truck logo. I don't know if he's going to be able to get it loaded on or not. I don't know. I'm too busy eating this cake. But then, or, there we go. There we go. He's got it coming. There. That's the truck logo you'll see. That is our radio station. That's a logo for our radio station. Then you can load in. You can do Apple Play. You can get the app there, or Google the Play Store and get the app. Load 365, Live 365 app. Download it. Put it on your phone. Put it on your device. And search for BackRoads Radio and click on, and you will be having 24/7 365 music. There is no talk. There are no talk. There is no sponsorships. There is no ads of any kind through the Christmas season. It is solid music, and I encourage you. It is amazing. The music is wonderful over there. He has went through and if any of you are familiar with King and Country, they just had their Christmas album dropped Friday. It is on the station. There are so many different. The Kingsmen, we worked with the Kingsmen for a long time. Their Christmas music is on there. We have so much Christmas music on there. You will not want to miss it. So, go to live365.com or download the app. Listen, I hope that you guys have had a good day today. I hope you've learned something. I hope you've understood that you don't have to have all the fancy tools to make a show-stopping cake. You don't. You can do it. I promise you, you can do it. So listen, tomorrow night, if you're not a member of the BackRoads Ministries, we encourage you to come over to Facebook and join us. What is it? What is it? Completely different subject, but is the Healthy Lifestyle group open? I missed it somehow. Miss Barb, yes, I'll open it back up for you, to be honest with you. It's been slow getting started because I had so many different things going on. But if you would like to join the BackRoads Healthy Lifestyle, absolutely. Hook up with me after this is over with, and I'll get you in there. Not a problem. You just got a little bit of catching up to do, but that's okay. I've been so caught up with a lot of things going on. I haven't been able to do and go as fast as I had hoped to. But we're still, yes, hook up with me. Hook up with me somehow. Somehow. You got my numbers. Anything else? Does anybody have... Thank you, Barb. I did not mean to keep y'all 2.5 hours, but I told y'all this is going to be real time. So when you see these cake videos that only takes 10 or 15 minutes, now you know that's a lie. That's a lie. That thing is so edited and compacted so much till you can't even believe it. So we just made a cake real time. And that's what it is. Now, yes, I did take a little longer to try to explain things, but you know what? That's what it takes. It takes. So, you've just seen a cake put together from top to bottom. So, man, that is pretty. Ain't that pretty? Ain't that pretty? I would be so thrilled to put this on my holiday table. I would be just so thrilled. And it tastes so good. All right, guys, listen. Tomorrow night, we're going to be right back on the ministries page. We got a lesson that you guys are not going to want to miss. Trust me. It's a lesson for this day and this time. And keeping in mind that Tuesday is election day. And we need to pray. And we need to pray for our leaders. We need to pray that so join me tomorrow night here on the ministries page, and we'll have a 7 o'clock Central, 8 o'clock Eastern time. And we're going to talk about some things that are very pertinent to this day and time that we're living in. As Miss Martha just said, everyone have a blessed evening. Remember, be a blessing. Go make one of these and bless somebody. With all this stuff, you can make a ton of these cakes. And if you get one board from Dollar Tree, you've got all these right here that you can fix up as a cake board. So we love you guys. Be a blessing. We'll see you tomorrow night right back here for our lesson. Know that we love you. But God loves you so much more. So until tomorrow night, I gotta stand this one right back up. Till tomorrow night, y'all go with God.
You were looking at me, I was looking at you. We didn't say much, but well, both of us knew. We knew because we couldn't help but simply smile. I reached for your hand and that was the start. But then with a kiss, right then you reached for my heart. That's when I knew, yeah, I knew we would never part. So take me along, take me for the ride. 'Cause when we're together, I'm alive inside. And by all the things you do, your love always shines through. Yeah, all I ever want is you. Say it won't last, but we simply laugh because we know they have never had love so true. Like the unforgettable love that we do. I am lost in your world, come be lost in mine. When we are alone, it's like the stars align. And to me, you'll always be the brightest star that does shine.